Welcome to the Colorado Real Estate Leaders Podcast, brought to you by Trailstone Insurance Group, bringing you interviews with Colorado's best real estate and mortgage professionals, empowering you to understand the current trends in the housing market so you can make the American dream your reality. Enjoy today's episode.
Well, it's a great day in Colorado, and welcome to the Colorado Real Estate Leaders Podcast. Today, we have with us Bill Schaeffer, who's a loan officer and branch manager with Arrowhead Capital Mortgage. Bill, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen. Mike, it's a pleasure. Mark, it's also very much a pleasure.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, Bill, it's really great to learn from people and their perspectives in business. And one of the things that I always love asking is, how did you get into the industry that you're in the mortgage industry? So what's your backstory and how did you get into mortgages?
Thanks for the softball question, but I kind of have to hit it more with a hockey stick and dribble a basketball around it. I came from the sports industry. I was the sales manager for the Denver Nuggets in April of 2015, and they decided to go a different direction and laid me off, and along with a couple others. But I have an amazing family behind me, and I called my family for moral support on the way home, and that family member was like, "Dude, I'm sorry, this sucks. We'll get you through it, whatever you need." And he's more my best friend than he is my family member. But he had this crazy, wild hair idea. He's like, "I'm going to be the owner in a few years. Why don't you start the office in Colorado and make the office and do mortgages? You'll have a job for life. I'll teach you everything you need to know. But with your ability to relate to people and converse, you can go create whatever you want." So I didn't kind of come into mortgages just out of the blue. I kind of came in kicking and screaming through the family front door, if you will, and the back door. But my family has been able to bless people's lives for over 30 years, and I've been doing it now here in Denver for over 7 years. So it's been nice, and to be an entrepreneur, to be your own boss, and to be able to just kind of start something from nothing and look and go, yeah, this isn't where I want it now, but I'll get it there in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, wherever I end up, and we just keep building and blessing people's lives. So,
wow, that's awesome. And isn't it interesting that it took being kind of shoved out of one industry to get into another? And here's the other thing. You didn't respond to an ad on monster.com, indeed.com, and apply. You used your own networking, your family, but your own network, and that's the door that opened up. And I know that's really near and dear to your heart on how to build business, is not, smile and dial and cold calls. It's doing what good for people and serving the network that you are developing.
Yeah, 100%. When I was considering and trying to even get licensed, I went to my financial planner and said, "Hey, you know me, you know my goals, you know this business. Is this something that's achievable if I put my head to it?" He turned me on to another person from his church and was like, "Hey, talk to this guy. He does mortgages. I trust him." And he was kind of my mentor for the first, 6 months, a year as I was getting this thing started. And that's why I think networking and being a mentor and being that iron sharpens iron type of, mentality of, you're a professional in one industry, I'm a professional in another industry, or we're in the same industry. How can we help each other?
Yep.
How can we network? How can we grow together? How can we not view each other as competition, but view each other as compatriots that are just helping each other get better and survive the world of entrepreneurship and Colorado real estate? So, yeah.
Yeah. What a great approach, because I'm sure there's been times that you have been talking with your network and some topic came up and it made your contacts think of something else, which made you think of the next thing. And all of a sudden you never would have planned of talking about this or having a door open, but it's just being there, being present, and not using the opportunity for getting something for yourself. It's giving and serving. And I think that's such a, iron sharpens iron is such a critical approach, because it really is something where you need to be giving to your networking partners. And if you even hope to get something in return, you need, to be friendly, you need to show yourself to be friendly. So I think that's just such a wonderful mindset, and it's rare these days.
Well, and I won't say it's rare. I actually would disagree. I would say it's becoming more prevalent. The rare concept of give me, when you're out there, that's old school mentality, and is the new modern, the new refreshing way of going about business is doing, how can I help you? How can I serve you, my client, my referral partner, my network, whomever, versus, okay, I'm here. I walked into a room. You now need to give me just because I am who I am.
Yep.
And you really do have to kind of look at it more of a giving and a serving mentality versus, okay, I want, and trying to take more with a hand up approach versus a hand down, or a hand down approach versus a hand up approach.
Yeah, I'm a big reader, and one of my favorite books is The Go-Giver by Bob Berg. Have you ever read that one?
Nope. Many a times, because one of my networking groups, that is kind of our mantra. So yes, that is what we do. Yeah. Well, no, that's the attitude that I bring every day to my business. So no, I love that book. Yeah, sitting on microdenza. So anyway.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the kind of clients you serve and the kind of products and services and mortgages that you specialize in.
Mortgage is one of those fun industries where mortgage company ABC down the street does probably the exact same thing I do, and they probably have a similar set of investor pools. So we all do the same big things: conventional FHA, VA, USDA loans. So my specialty, if I will answer it that way, is families. I am a family person. I work for my family company. I'm not going to treat you like a call center. If you want to call me I was helping somebody over the weekend with a pre-approval at 9:30 on a Sunday night. If you want to call me at 9:30 on a Sunday night, more than likely I'm going to answer. But if I tell you I'm with my family and, hey, can this wait an hour? We're having dinner. I'll understand. Hopefully you'll understand if you tell me the same thing, type of thing. So I really enjoy working with a family unit, whether that's a mom and a dad, a partner situation, or kids, or any of those type of growing families, parents referring their kids. That happens quite frequently right now. Anybody that understands that you're trying to bless your family's life and I'm trying to live my family's life out to the fullest, then that's who I resonate with. That's who I align with. And we all can kind of understand that you're not a name and a number. You're in my circle. You're part of my relationship, and I'm going to treat this so that we're accomplishing your goals, not just a rate and a price, and send in your monthly mortgage payment at the end of the month.
Yep.
It's awesome how you're focused on serving those families. I love it.
Thank you, Mike. Or you're Mark. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, no worries.
You think about going to a mortgage closing, or we're ready to close on your loan, and that's just the industry phrase, but in reality you're opening the relationship, because that's the first step into opening how I can further serve this family, this need. And the ultimate really compliment is, wow, when you can now get referred, of course, a referral is a wonderful compliment, but get referred from one generation to the next, that means you have served and given value for many a year.
And I'm one of those lenders that actually shows up at the closing table.
Yeah.
It's becoming rare, and I don't understand why, because what a perfect time as a lender to celebrate with not only your referral partner or the realtor who may have referred this client to you, but the client, so that they're able to get that photo, your experience, that celebration moment. You're able to hand them a gift. You're able to give them a handshake. You're able to celebrate with them and send them on their way in their journey to their happy life with their happy home. But you're a part of it, and you were there, and you were not only there to make sure there was no problems, but you were there to celebrate and ask for those referrals and be a part of their life in such a monumentous occasion. And it's part of my relationship. It's part of my process, and I show up at all my closing tables, and I don't understand why more people don't, because what a fun time.
Yep. That is a huge opportunity, missed opportunity most of the time. And you mentioned, maybe fix a problem because invariably there might be something like, oh, we need to fix this document, or, ooh, the wire isn't in yet. So let me make a quick call. And then you're Johnny on the spot and the hero.
Yeah. If nothing else, peace of mind for the client. Yeah.
Absolutely. Exactly.
So what are you seeing exactly the needs are in the real estate market now in Colorado? Things have shifted. They always are up, down, and all around. But what are the types of trends that you're seeing currently?
We are absolutely seeing it switching from being a buyer's market to being the seller's market. So homes now, where we were seeing significant amount of multiple offers, the home needs to be ready to sell, and it needs to be priced right. Too many buyers don't want to go in and put the sweat equity in to make a house a home. They're willing to change some carpet, change some colors, obviously those type of things. But if your home is not in the best of shape and you're just expecting to get significant overpriced, over asking offers, we're not seeing that as much anymore. Things are sitting on the market that do take a little bit work, or a little less desirable neighborhood, a little less desirable curb appeal, those type of things. So the home needs to be ready to sell when it goes on the market. Those that are ready to sell, priced right, staged right, those move quickly, and they're easy to get. On the lending side, they're easy to be done in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, really good points. What about from the borrower standpoint? What are some of the things that they can do when they start to come work with you to make sure they're ready? Because, sure, there's credit or there's income, but what are some of the other tips that you see that you would recommend to your clients?
A fun, wonderful question, and I'll answer it in just pick up the phone and call me. But it depends on when they're calling you. If they're calling you and they've got credit issues, I love working with them to help establish credit or fix their credit. If they've got tax issues, we can kind of work through that and help navigate that. But the main thing I always say is just keep your documents. Know where they are. If you're moving from apartments or moving from college or in and out of mom and dad's house or getting divorced or going through any of these type of things, keep them safe. Keep them where you can access them, because I'm going to need 2 years of taxes. I need 2 years of W-2s, 1099. So if you switch jobs, a year and a half ago, I still need that W-2. The banks, they can sometimes look past it, but know where your documents are. Keep them on your computers. Keep them in a secure, firebox, if that's what you want to operate off of, all paper type of thing. But just know where they're at and be prepared, and because we're going to need them.
And you've been in the business long enough it makes me think of this question. Have you seen with technology and electronic storage, have you seen that maybe documentation is easier to have people, storing rather than in the lockbox?
The entire process is much different. I remember my first loan that I did. I was sitting at the table signing the 40-page application, and I got into it in 2015. So it was a 40-page application, and I'm having them sign an initial and do all of this, and they're handing me the documents, and I'm scanning them. Now that we are all so technologically savvy, and thank you, COVID, but don't thank you, COVID, and we can do Zoom, and we can do all of these DocuSigns and digital signature platforms that are out there and that are viewed securely, the shift is literally 100%. I almost have... It's probably 95%, but I would assume it's pretty much now at 95% where I don't have to scan any tax documentation anymore. You've got it saved already on your hard drive from your person. Your pay stubs come electronically. Your bank statements come electronically. And as long as you can download them in a PDF and get them over to me in my portal, it's so much completely different than it was 7-8 years ago. And I can't even imagine what it was 20 years ago.
Yep. Back in the days where you actually had to touch paper and make a copy and drive it over to an office. Yeah, right. So
less regulation, though.
Well, that's true.
That is very true.
That's true. Well, neat. Well, let's wrap up, Bill, with when you're working with someone and someone is thinking about referring a family member to you. What's the some of the first initial things that you are doing to work with them, and then how do they best reach out and connect with you?
Sure. The best thing that they're going to connect and relate to me is just however they prefer to communicate, cell phone, text, email. But they're going to understand and they're going to hear my story and my journey that I work for my family. My family's owned our companies for 30 years. We don't do shady. We do things filled with integrity. And if you want to be treated and just work off of an app, I'll give you 5 apps and their rate will be a little more expensive. They'll have more fees, but you'll never know who you talk to. You want to have somebody that will be there from start to finish and help you through the process with any of your crazy questions or concerns or fears or nuances. I'm just a call, text away, and that's who I am. And if you don't like that doesn't work for you, and oh, by the way, my services are free, then we're not going to connect. And you want something else, it's out there because there's enough people doing what we do 5 different ways to Sunday that you can find what you're looking for. I'm just me, and I'm happy with that. The easiest way to connect to me is through acmortgagedenver.com. My cell phone, my web email, everything is on there, and I'm happy to help and connect to anybody.
Excellent. Well, Bill, thank you so much for coming on today. It was a real pleasure hearing your story, hearing how you serve your clients, and it's been real inspirational to learn from you.
Mike, I appreciate it. Mark, I appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I look forward to working with you guys and being on the podcast again.
Thank you for listening to the Colorado Real Estate Leaders Podcast, brought to you by Trailstone Insurance Group. To learn more about the topics mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.coloradorealestateleaders.com.